about 5 weeks or something. We had a nice long break, and I hope everyone is enjoying the good weather we've been having, and Allah's good graces and His mercy on everyone. So this is like the hour, the countdown hour for us, you know. So we're hoping here at the Mosque that everyone that plans to travel has their travel arrangements and has registered. But we know how we like to do. We like to wait till the last minute. My wife always tells me that. But this year we got a little different. I got a different response when I asked were people registering. That in fact, quite a few people are now registering, and that might be what Imam was speaking about, the youth coming out. The youth are more internet savvy, and it can be a bit intimidating, you know, registering online and filling out forms because you're not dealing with a live person. But our line is open. The Mosque Cares 862-1587, right? No, pardon me, 679-1587. I got so many numbers in my head. You can call and get a live person there, or leave us a voicemail if you need help with registration. And we're back. Everybody's leaving from their local places all over the country, and some even outside of the country. I haven't heard from Bermuda, but usually we hear from them. How are they doing? Everybody's well? Good. And we hope to see everybody leaving their local homes to join the new ark, as Imam Mohammed once said, that there's so many of us representing his leadership, the leadership of Imam Deen Muhammad, and coming from the legacy of over 90 years now, the legacy of the Nation of Islam and the community of African American Muslims in Newark, that you practically can't go anywhere. Business, education, politics, just a common person on the street, family, without seeing Muslims that look like you and I. And it's a wonderful experience. And I thought I was joking when I said I almost didn't come home. I almost didn't come home. Somebody told me that because of the contracts or having a mayor that favors our community, that a lot of believers are building strip malls and facilities, housing, and businesses all over Newark, and they even offered me an opportunity. I might check back with them on that. At least I could have a place to stay instead of staying in those hotels, you know. So, but there's a great situation there for us as believers, and it's like a homecoming. It's like a family reunion, you know. When you see all of the Muslims in the full scope of community life and family life. Because as we know, Imam Muhammad told us that the greatest, or the focus, I'm not sure if I'm quoting right, because we got our doctor over there. I don't want to be corrected, but I'm going to try. He said that community life should be first and foremost for us as leaders in our community, that should be the focus for us, is the community life, the whole life. And we're hoping to that the Mosque Cares does justice to what the legacy of our community has laid out for us, and the tradition of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who without him we would have never gotten the communication from God, from Allah, the Most High, that God's words came from his mouth, a human being. So we have to be forever grateful and appreciative of Allah's messenger, Rasulullah, and for his example that he was able to establish during his lifetime on earth, and for us to follow. And God willing, that's what we look for to see come out of it. And we've had so much come out of our conventions that we're really proud of them, and the accommodations have improved so much for all of the different events. The children, we have an excellent Pioneers program for our seniors and for their experience, and we have a question and answers where they're going to have a forum, and we're doing something a little bit different this year than usual, as opposed to having we're going to have breakouts, and we're going to have where entrepreneurs, not just really entrepreneurs, imams, imams, we have to look at the community, our convention, as being an opportunity for the local imam who's been working hard. When you come to the national community, you have opportunity to address a much broader and more diverse community and make connections. If we all know, one of the major benefits of Hajj, the major benefits of Hajj is humanity coming together and sharing and learning and benefiting from one another. And as a people, African American people, we lack that that traditional experience. I wouldn't say understanding, because anybody understand that 5 or 10 or 20 is more than one. So when you come together, you benefit. So like Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say, he said, one, you can do something with, but it's kind of weak. But you put all 5 together, that's a force to be reckoned with. So that's what we want to do. We want to come to Newark with all 5 and see what we can do together as a community. So we don't want to come there just to celebrate and vacation. That we want to take something home, some business, some opportunity, and some knowledge. Imams can learn from each other. We all can learn. We all students of Imam W.D. Muhammad, but we all can learn from each other. And that's what I love about it. I tell the imams, I say, if you have a breakout room, Allah bless you with a breakout room, you should come with your dawah and think of it as you being at home. But you're at the convention, and whatever you do at home, if it's halal, you do it right there at the convention. If you need to take up a collection, you take up a collection. Now, you don't come out in the hotel, but in your breakout room, you do what you need to do. And you invite the people to join you in your local efforts. And you'll be surprised at how many people will support you on the national level just because they saw you at the convention. And business people, without a doubt. I told y'all I made $50,000 in one day because I attended a Ramadan session that Imam Mohammed had, and I think Newark was like 90% in the room. So we going to Newark. I don't know if they got deep pockets or not, but they generous. They like to spend money. So if you want to participate in New Africa Marketplace, this is where you need to be. You need to be on the Newark, headed to Newark, New Jersey, to the Robert Treat Hotel, August 30th. If you don't have your flight, find a bus or let's head there. And I'm not going to take up any more of the time because we all are thirsty to hear what our dear beloved brother and Imam, Qasim Ahmed, native Chicagoan, and the first Imam leader that Imam Muhammad, who the pioneers all watched grow up in the community under Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the one to succeed his father in the leadership of and to lead his followers into the Sunnah and into the Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, and to join the international ummah of Muslim communities and basically humanity, all faiths, because that's what Muslim is. Muslim is just a human being. I heard Imam Muhammad say he thought that he believed, he was a thinker, so he believed that the word Muslim was meant to replace the term human for Muslims, for believers, because everything is Muslim. And, that's who we are. So, alhamdulillah. I'll be remiss not to mention that, I don't know, but this week has been a really interesting week for me. I used to take my vegetable garden and set whatever came. This August is the harvest for Chicago. We harvest. If you don't harvest it, the animals are going to get it. It's going to rot. So I bring my vegetable garden out and I would pass it out. And so I said, well, I'm not going to waste because, it's a sin to waste. And a lot, in my garden, he gave without counting. I had a lot of tomatoes, cucumbers, and this and that. So my neighbors that usually wave at me, I was flagging them down and say, wait a minute, let me give you some. I'm passing out tomatoes and everything. And I was speaking to my neighbor yesterday, and I hadn't seen my father-in-law in a little while. And when I got done talking to the neighbor, he was the elder of the family. I had never met him. He was visiting his family for a Trump party, sending the grandbaby to college. And so I said, what's your name? He said, Myron. I said, my father-in-law's name is Byron. I said, isn't that something? And here he is, Byron Nelder, my wife Robin. Everybody loved Robin to death. And I bear witness that she give a lot of credit to this man sitting right here for her being the person she is. And I bear witness too, knowing her, we're going on our 25th for over 26 years, as long as I've known her. She has always been an exceptional human being in spirit and character, God-fearing, number one. I told some of y'all this story, how she became a believer. I wasn't trying to convert her. I met her a week before Ramadan, and I had been watching her for a while. I just hadn't had the nerve to talk to her. And so I talked to her, gave her my phone number, invited her to a movie. So I took her to a movie. And the next week, I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I promised we was going to go on a second date. I said, we're going to go to the movies again or out to eat. I don't know what it was. And I said, well, we might not be able to go out because I'm going to be fasting next week. And do you know about Ramadan? I wasn't doing dawah because I had for a young man, I had a couple of I had some disappointments. And you're a lifesaver too. Allah bless you. Allah spoke to you, through you to me to help me find Robin. I told you about that, didn't I? I told you it's been a strange week for me. He said, I don't know what he said. I'm paraphrasing. This 30 years ago. I have a lot of burden on my mind at that time. He said, he might ask me, when was I get married, or how come I wasn't married? I said, I'm trying to find as soon as I find a good woman. He said, you know you find a good woman? He said, a good man. I said, that never dawned on me. So I said, well, at that very moment, my conscious mind was to be a better man. And Allah blessed me with Robin. Yeah. And she said, when I told her we're not going to go on a second date because I'm going to be fasting Ramadan, I'll bore the heck out of you. I'm going to be reading and praying all the time. And I ain't going to be looking at you. I'm going to be looking at my Quran or something. So she said, I think she might have said she was interested in fasting with me. And so I said, well, do you have a Quran? She said, I read the Quran. I said, what? I said, you read the Quran? What? I said, let me see it. Where is it? So I think the next time I saw her, I think she had a Quran. It was wrapped. I think I might have asked her then or later, where'd you get it? She said, the library. I said, let me get you the Quran that we read. It has the commentary, Yusuf Ali version. The print is clear and bright and it's easy to read. And so she brought this book. It was in English. And it was wrapped in, I remember the colors. It was majority blue, white, and some red. It was a pillowcase. Because she had been reading it on the L on the way to school or the bus or wherever she was going to school or work or whatever. And it was wrapped. I said, let me give you a Quran. I might have just walked in the house and gave her a Quran, my parents' house. And we fasted together. And because, I had given up. I thought I couldn't convert nobody. I've been trying to convert people since I was 8 years old. And when it came to girls, like my dad used to say, he didn't understand. He said that that's one place where he lacked in understanding the women. And I tried, but Allah converts. I learned that. Allah converts. She said she was saying the Prophet's prayer, the prayer of Ibrahim. And she said, because she came up Catholic, she said when she recited the prayer of Ibrahim, all services rendered in English. She learned her prayers real fast, faster than I ever did, in English, all of them. And y'all know I have a thing for the English language because Imam Mohammed has helped us understand the language. It can be tricky. If you don't use the right language, you're going to get the wrong understanding. So she said, all services rendered by words or bodily actions are for you, Allah alone. And she said she felt her heart. And I can't say this without, feeling emotional. Every single time for 25 years, every time I recount what she said, because everybody I know was a convert, and they say, oh, brother so-and-so introduced me, or sister so-and-so brought me to the nation, or I was doing this, I heard Imam on the radio. Allah converted her in Salat. You couldn't ask for more. You couldn't ask for more. So I said, wow. So she don't know in a little sense. We don't call sisters imams, but when it came to spirit, faith, she became my leader in that area. And she said, I prayed for you. That's why Allah gave me you. Yeah. And alhamdulillah. All right, let me. Yeah, it's beautiful. I told you I was blessed. And that ain't no joke. Still don't believe I deserve all that I have, but Allah knows all. And let me bring our dear beloved Imam, and his wife is here, Terry. Beautiful woman, one of the biggest hearts, most charitable. She's a real sister. Your people from Louisiana, but most of our people from the South. All of us, and she just like family. She fit right in, and she be on Facebook. I don't give out her name, but she followed the Mosque and has for many, many years, and she's here, Terry. Nailed it. All right. And Imam, Ahmed, welcome Imam.